Brothers, what's up? How you doing? How you freaking doing? So today I want to talk about soul. Because soul, maybe your soul feels burned out. What a thought. But Eli, talking about soul won't get me any money. Talking about soul won't get me any bitches. Yeah, dude, probably not, But if your soul's burned out, you got some big problems to worry about. Because your soul's burned out. You're not going to create anything nice. You're not going to get any monies, no bitches. You're going to be alone. It's going to be bad for you, bro. It's going to be bad. So the world really does or can burn a man's soul out. You can burn itself out. You see this in art a lot. You do. You see it on art a lot. Take for example, modern art. It's soulless. It's simply there to grab your attention, maybe make you feel something. It doesn't care about creating awe. It doesn't care about creating wonder, introspection. It's a banana peel with some duct tape on a wall. It's made to feel disgusted. You think to yourself, what the fuck? Oh look, a toilet bowl that someone took a dump in before. How is this art? This is not art. So it's art that kills the soul. It's art that makes you depressed. Art that makes life a bit meaningless. Retarded art. And there's there's a lot of different art like that. It's not just in the art world. There's music like that. Now we could say, well, there's very technical music. Okay? What's the guy's name from Polyphia? Tim Henson. He plays the guitar like a wizard. And he's super technical. Or Towson Abasi from Animals as Leaders. Very technical. They play with 8 strings. Their fingers are moving up and down on the fretboard. But if you were to really listen to that, it's almost like the technicality overrides the soulfulness. It's impressive. It makes for a really good YouTube reel or TikTok reel. It grabs your attention because how technical it is. But it lacks the soulfulness of not BB King. Maybe like, I don't even really like Metallica, but an old school Metallica solo or a Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon. Some of these solos are those jazz licks in there that are maybe not the most difficult, not most technically sound, but they capture the essence of being human. It makes you feel something. So it's not just made in a way to gamify the algorithms. That's kind of what I was thinking about. Here's an example. This is why I have the yo-yo. But I've been yo-yoing for years. When you're in competition, the way that competition is set up, they have like a clicker. So a lot of people will gamify the system. They go click, 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 click. How many clicks you get racks up your points. So you'll see a lot of the Chinese people, they gamify the system. They're very good at speed. So a quick speed combo would look something like this. Very, very fast, but if you were to learn it, it's very boring. There's not much soul to it. It's technical. It's technical. And you get rewarded for that because that's how the system is set up. You get rewarded a bit for losing your soul and chasing technicalities. Something more flowy would not get you rewarded a lot of points, but it would look beautiful. Something maybe like, you can't really see this, but here, boom. It's not very fast. There's some slack. It's just more interesting to look at, more flowy. But it doesn't reward you to do that. So what happened in competition, a lot of people started to get away from flowy tricks, more technical speed, and it kind of took on this cold rigidity. A lot of people doing just a lot of the same thing, just trying to get those clicks. And I think there's a lot of areas in life where the repetition, the gamifying, trying to always be competitive and make things according to view counts. If things are going to be seen, can they be easily absorbed? We see a lot of this with music these days. The music, instead of releasing a whole album, you'll see like one song released every few months, or an EP. And then the songs these days, they're all like 3 minutes, sometimes 2 minutes, 3 minutes, quick, hard-hitting chorus, and really just meant to get you hooked. You know, really just meant to boom, 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 spike that emotion, get you riled up a little bit, and you know, now you save it to your playlist and you keep paying for that Spotify, whatever. And then what happens though is those songs, that's what I realized, those songs become old so quick. You know, like if you go on and you listen to a Deftones song, what is that, Into the Earth, I heard today. We were in jiu-jitsu class. I was like, what's your favorite music? Let's play a song. He said, Deftones. Let's play Deftones, Into the Earth. And we're rolling this, and I'm like, damn, this is good. This is pretty good. But it didn't hit me. I had to kind of like, you know, I kind of was getting choked out, let him choke me out a little bit while I'm actually listening to this. I'm like, this is pretty good. There was something there, but now I got to listen to it again. I gotta kind of absorb it in a way. I gotta see the magic of it. I find that actually makes the best music. You know, when you don't get it all at once, you don't get the full package all at once. It gets drip fed towards you. Then you turn on some other song. It's just in your face, in your face, but it's so repetitive that it gets old. It's like you're getting dopamine fed right away, but it gets old quick. And that's what I hate the most about music, is the damn earworm. The earworm is obnoxious. I hate, oh man, I don't, that's why I'm taking a little bit easy with the music. I hate earworms. I hate trying to go throughout the day and I'm in silence and I'm thinking, and then a freaking earworm, some Coldplay comes on in my ear, some nonsense. I'm glad I don't have any right now. I can't even make an example. I have 0 earworms. That's very good. Very good. So the technicality, it's really the repetition that kills the soul. The repetition kills the soul, man. It's like humans using their brain to make the most alluring shit possible that will have consumers lining up for it real quick, and then they get bored, then they're on to the next. And the only way you stand out these days is by making that flashy, shiny new shit. The only way you get rewarded is getting enough damn clicks. Dick, 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 dick. You know, it's like, that's the only way to get rewarded. So naturally, man finds himself in this predicament. He finds himself in a bit of a pickle where he's got to sort of lose his soul in order to gain the world. But that's a weird place to be, because it doesn't satiate. It doesn't create beauty. It doesn't aim to create a more beautiful pieces of art and pieces of human expression. It's cold, it's calculated, it's technical. And there's nothing wrong. Sometimes I've found that when you become proficient at something, when you do something long enough, you just show up, there is magic that comes out of that. But if you're only chasing the technique, say with jiu-jitsu, you're the technique, you drill, but you do that not so that you can always show off great technique. There's a lot of times you're in situations where you you've never really drilled before. But the repetition and the ability to flow and open yourself up to that moment allows for you to spontaneously do some crazy shit that you're like, wow, I don't even know what I did. And then after the roll, you got to sit down and you're like, you got to smoke on it. You're like, oh, wow, what was that? That was amazing. What did I actually just do? I never studied that, right? You just kind of let yourself flow. So I've realized that you can almost say learning to flow is opening yourself up and letting God work through you. That, let's just name it that. Allowing the mind to silence and God to work through you as an instrument. You are an instrument and God plays you. But in order for him to use you, there must be a sort of surrender and humbleness to your being. When you're always trying to micromanage and control every little thing, instead of letting it all work out, like Lil Wayne, let it all work out, let it all work out. It's like you get to a point where you try to be God. Now, this is not religious talk, okay? Let's just say God uses you, okay? Now, you block him from using you when you use this too much, too frequently. When you're worried about gamifying everything. When you're worried about getting that next coin, that next little coinage. When you're worried about the girl. It says in the Bible that the devil comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Okay? And I believe that happens when you live in here and you not let God flow through you to use you as a vessel for the divine. That's what happens. Why does it say that you must become just like a child to enter the kingdom of heaven? Because as children, what are we not? We're the least bit in here. It's as we get older and we live and we're foisted into society and the programming and there's a lot of programming. Don't get it wrong. There's a lot of programming. And there's a lot of ways to make you feel shame and incompetent, like you have to be in here. Just even going out there and being thrown to the wolves. Like when I was young, I gotta pay my bills. I don't have the parents. I don't have anyone. So it gets you in this kind of rigid warrior skin. And then you're looking for all of these ways out. And it's so bloody simple when you realize, I almost have to let it all work out. Let it all work out. I have to trust. I have to have faith. F it, we're going to let the fire hydrant go. God bless him. So as you begin to have an understanding of being a vessel, being an instrument must be played, right? It says, I walk by faith, not by sight. Okay, I walk by faith, not by sight. What a freaking verse. What a verse. Holy smokes. The demons right now are, no! Wormwood. C.S. Lewis. Fuck! For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, C.S. Lewis wrote a book about a demon. From a perspective of a demon. His name was Wormwood. And he had a student demon. And he's like, listen, you're responsible for this guy over here. Okay, I'm your dearest Uncle Wormwood. Here's what I need you to do. Go in, corrupt a human, make him feel shame, make him feel guilt, make him doubt himself, make him afraid, make him in his head, make him think that he's God and he's in control of everything, and ruin his freaking life. You don't want him to be happy. You don't want him to have relaxation. You don't want him to have leisure. You want him to always feel like he must be busy. He must be doing a bunch of shit. He must be doing this and that. Always make him feel busy. Busy, busy, busy. Bzz. That was C.S. Lewis' book, which was called, what is it called? Holy smokes, I forgot the name. Great book. Please, someone down below, link or say the book. Okay? C.S. Lewis, great guy. Wormwood. What is it called? I'm pissed. I can't remember it. Maybe it'll come to me. So, let it all work out, So it says, walk by faith, not by sight. Interesting. Well, I don't walk. When I walk, I don't need to see. Interesting. When I walk, I don't need to see. I just need to have faith that when I put this foot... Look, I can do it right now. I can walk. I can get up and walk. I just put my foot in front of the other and trust that my heel will strike the ground. It's so deep within me that I don't even need to think about it. The faith is there that I can walk. I've learned it. I've built the legs up from a little baby boy. I learned to walk. I learned to crawl. I learned to walk. I learned to do all this shit. Now I just place the foot. It strikes the ground. I propel myself off of my big toe. And here I am, walking, baby. I walk by faith, not by sight. You believe that God is working through you. Now, the demons inside of many of your mind are like this. Revolt. Oh my God. You know the biggest scam was really just being able to talk man to man and say the word God without Redditor minds getting worked up. The Redditor mind has infiltrated the modern day. If you can't even say God and maybe come to an understanding without getting angry or having your little atheistic brain getting worked up, dude, holy smokes, how can we even... We're missing something. There's something big missing. So what I'm asking is, don't get worked up. Let the demons in your mind, be throwing a little fit. Let them. It's okay. You'll be fine. Walk by faith, not by sight. You don't always need to control every little thing in your life. You have to get your soul back, dude. You have to do it. And so here's what I think, is we have a diet. We break the pattern. We break the pattern of repetition that is just trying to gamify the system, of always worried about what else can I do. We stop the pattern. We interrupt the pattern. Pattern interrupt. I saw a video of a guy, alcoholic dude, and he poured some vodka into a bottle or a glass. And he was like, this right here, I used to think this was the problem. I used to think the alcohol was the problem. What I realized and what helped me stop quitting is realizing that this wasn't the problem. This was my solution for all the problems that I had in my life. When the kids get too much, they're too loud, when the stress is overwhelming, when my wife nags me, I don't have a problem with drinking. Drinking is my solution. Holy shit, what a thought. How many of us live our lives with this cope? I have a prawn problem. No, you don't. You're lonely. No, you don't. You don't even talk to women. You've locked yourself in. You've let the world get you locked in and afraid and anxious. You've listened to too many videos and you think you know too much, but you haven't conversed. So no one else's opinion has come and bashed your opinion in the head and say, hey, retard, that's a stupid opinion. You've allowed yourself to be lonely and afraid. So prawn is not the problem. It's the answer for your boring ass life, for no love, for no connection, no deep connection. It's your solution. The drugs are not your problem. They're your solution for boredom and to feel again, because you become so nihilistic and you've drowned out any essence of hope and your soul has been lost because you just live to consume and to get ahead and play fake status games with everyone else. So drugs seem pretty good. They're a great solution. They're a phenomenal solution. Are we low right now? Are we in the trenches? Let's get high. Let's get lit. Because it's a cold world, baby. But you're going to get lit. You're going to get fucked up. And here's the thing. You live your whole life thinking like this, and it's just a massive cope. When really, you're just using all these things as a solution to your miserable life. The solution is not, just look at these things as a solution. And then what I recommend is find a better solution. It's really that. Stop avoiding the real solution. It's not just quitting these things. It's finding a better solution that cancels out the reason. You can unsubscribe from the drugs and the prawn, but find a better solution. So the ultimate solution that people figured out a long time ago is to humble oneself, to pray that God's will be done in my life, that you seek at the highest possible thing. You open yourself up to that. God, please, your will be done in my life. Use me as your vessel. Work through me. And when you start to walk by faith, okay, when you start to believe that your body, your mind, your body is open to God, that He will use you, and that you don't have to control every little thing, man. You don't have to be so technical and paralyzed by theory. Your actions now have weight. You walk by faith, not by sight. And remember that the demons are screaming, dude. The devil comes to kill and destroy. He comes to steal your joy, to steal your happiness. And a lot of us have let that happen. So we got to return to a sort of more a realness, really like a realness together, where the joy of the Lord is our strength. The joy of the Lord is your strength. Wow. Amazing. It's a great verse. Joy, joy. Joy is strength. Think about that. You have joy, childlike wonder, imagination, not canceled out by the daily grind, by the routine, by the art that is numb, that numbs you, the constant music that numbs one's feelings, that makes him in a different state of being, how he views the world through a lens of shitty rappers and program music that's just made to catch your attention for a few seconds. When you start having a diet that is more, not just food, but a diet open to like soulful works, maybe some, perhaps pre-internet books or even music, where not everything you're consuming is tinged with the algorithm. Maybe then you return to a true joy essence from in your being. And you can do something with that. There's a lot of insight there. There's a lot of insight into what your next step can be, where you don't need to see exactly, but you know that by taking that step, you will begin walking. You walk by faith, not by sight. So, wow, what a message. I'm getting hyped up. I mean, this makes complete sense to me. I know it may not make sense to you. If I was you, I would humble yourself. If you are, maybe feel like there was a comment of a guy that he feels that he dislikes every other human in the world. He feels anxiety when he's around other humans. He feels like his guard is up. He is bracing constantly, maybe gnashing his teeth. You need to humble yourself, man. You need to humble yourself. And you've developed this sort of hardened skin. You have to shed that dead skin. Because this is a cope to keep yourself safe. All of your vices are a solution to keep yourself safe from the potential outsiders and the judgment and the thumos that lies in there to be seen by the rest of the world, by whoever you need to be seen by. You got to humble yourself and open yourself. God, use me. Your will be done in my life. I know I don't. It's hard to believe in you. There's too many videos. There's too much bullshit out there. I get it. Like, oh man, I don't really want to change my ways, because if I believe in you, then I might actually have to change my ways. But I don't see how I'm going to believe in you, God. I don't really see how I'm going to believe in you. There's way too much evidence to say that you're not real. But maybe my life isn't exactly how I want it to be right now. Please lead me and guide me. And help me. Help me. Your will be done in my life. That's what I would say. That's what I am saying. Because let's be honest, it is hard to believe in God. It's hard. With all the messages out there, with all the talking heads, with all the science, it's hard to humble oneself and pray. It's hard to say those words, It really is. And I hope that all of us can find a joy, an everlasting joy, a peace in our life that we don't even really understand that we have, but there's a joy inside of us And I feel when we return to this, when we reach into that joy, it reaches back into us. And from us flows life. And we give life. And we go out into the world and we give life. And we help others. And I believe that this is our responsibility, to bear that burden, that cross, because it is hard. And you and me are the first generation, man, that have really had to deal with this algorithmic just bombardment, inundation of this tech and the industries and the business that do not care about your soul. And they pay those who do not care about the soul or creating soulful works. But all this consumption leads us to a darker place. And I think that we got to be vigilant and we have to stand resolute, even if it's cold and dark out there in the world and the winds of chaos are blowing, we have to be those guys that's like, yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. I don't have all the answers. I know that we need to band together. We need to hold each other up. We need to fortify each other's spirits even when it gets tough. We have to, because I don't think the man being alone is gonna happen, man. It's not gonna separation, even if you find the hottest girlfriend and you're separated and you're living in that void, you're gonna be miserable, dude. No woman is gonna bring you to that light. If you're like Adam and you have no one else, maybe that's what it was. God, no one else to tell him, hey, dude, maybe you shouldn't listen to that woman. It's like you'd be led astray. So we have to keep each other fortified. Keep the spirit. Keep the spirit. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. All right? Hope this message resonated with you. Hope it makes sense. If you're going through some bullshit, listen, I know it's tough. It is January. This is a brutal month. I was talking to the guys in the roof. This is a brutal month, dude. It's negative 10 degrees the other day. Brutal. Can't go outside trapped. Listen, walk. Get back to living simplicity. Change the diet. Maybe, you know what I've been doing? I've been listening to some jazz. A little bit of jazz. I like all kinds. I love, my favorite is probably metal. But I also like rap. I like the old Nas. I like some rap, maybe the older stuff, not so much the newer stuff. It doesn't resonate. I've been listening to jazz and blues, and I love it. Maybe some instrumentals. And at first, the part of me that has made myself my identity kind of from the music that I listen to, that is my identity almost takes form by the things that I like. What a thought. The movies I like create who I am. That's all ego. The music I like becomes who I am. I've been opening myself up to different music. Maybe some soulful music. What my favorite thing to do now is? It sounds super weird to some of you. I love listening to gospel music when I'm lifting weights. Makes me clap my hands. Makes me want to dance. And Kirk Franklin, dude. Kirk Franklin was the original. Kirk Franklin was like DJ Khaled for gospel. He didn't even sing. He's just like, oh, thank you. Thank you, Father. But I'm telling you, man, took the shackles off my feet so I could dance. Great stuff. Great stuff. I like listening. I like getting filled with a little bit of joy and hope and soul. I'm sick of all this bullshit. There's too much nonsense out there. There's too much. Dude, there's arguments in every comment section. There's Netflix LGBTQ agenda. There's garbage everywhere. No, where is everyone? No one's connecting. It's hard. You gotta be that guy. But if you're gonna be that guy, get your soul pumped up. Get your thumos up, man. It's the fight of your life. Get your thumos up. God didn't give you a spirit of fear. But all of our spirits are fearful now. And we're not really walking by faith. So we don't move. We don't go anywhere. We got to. We got to walk by faith, baby. But you got to get your spirit up, man. So that's what we're here to do. Get the spirits up. It's too much nonsense. Way too much nonsense. And I'm getting freaking sick of it. Boom, boom. Get out of here. Nonsense. The demons are screaming. Oh, I love to hear them. Just gnashing their teeth. No, no, hold them down, hold them down. No, you can't. You're not going to do it. All right? We're here. And, man, it's pumping. We're pumping. Oh, so feed yourself a good diet, but not the food only. Of course, the food. Because again, what is fast food? Fast food is algorithmic. Fast food is simply dopamine spikes. If you look at life like this, everything's meant to get your attention, get you coming back for more. More dopamine, more French fries, more titties, more drugs, more of this, more of that. Try to tone down that shit. Realize that's a solution to a poverty life, to a life that's unfulfilling. Come back to the source. Connect. Plug yourself in. Get that Thumos juice, baby. Get the Thumos juice. Okay? We need a diet. We need good art. We need soulful art. Soulful music. Soulful food. We need love. We need connection. Humanity. We need these things. We need to love one another. To give hope to one another. You gotta be that guy. Ain't no one else gonna do that for you. And I'm so freaking sick of seeing guys act like they hate other people. No one did shit to you, man. And if they did, then be like Jesus and forgive them. Be like the ones that hurt him when they stabbed him in the freaking, they stabbed him in the freaking gut. Forgive them. I forgive you. I forgive you. He forgave. He didn't have the hate. He didn't have all this shit. No, he took the penalty. The greatest thing, death. He just died for all of us. And you have to take something from this message, that message. Forgive those that hate you. You don't have to play their status games. You have to go your own way. Walk that narrow path. Don't get burdened down by other people. That's a trap. Love other people so that you are free from them. So that they have no control over you. Okay? And I know it's hard. I'm dealing with that too, big time. All the time, not big time. What I mean? I mean, like, I deal with that. Have I figured that shit out completely? No. But I know what to do. And that's forgive them. That's love them. Even if you think they're a bit retarded. Okay, that's it, man. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Hope you guys keep your Thumos up. If you're not in the group already, you just hear me yapping at you all the time, come yap at me. Let me actually talk with you. We're going to have a great time, and I'll introduce you to a bunch of great other people that we have. The High Thumos Brotherhood. We're global, man. We're going all over the world. We're keeping the Thumos up. We're spreading the message. We're staying strong. I hope you guys come talk with us. I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you soon. Peace.